Hey guys, Icy here. In this video, I want to talk about my updated build for my Magicka Warden Healer 4.0. There isn't anything special about this setup aside from testing out some new skills and trying to be more of a buff support rather than a straight up healer, so let's jump into the build. For the build setup, I was running two 5-piece sets and Snow Treaders for my Mythic. I was using Ethereal Ascension on the body and Jorvold's Guidance for my weapons and jewelry. Ethereal Ascension feels really tanky, and even with the 20% cost increase for Break Free, you honestly don't even feel it. And don't forget, the other cost increases can be ignored because Snow Treaders prevents us from sprinting. I always use a 7 sturdy setup, which negates the 20% cost increase for blocking. And because we are primarily in heavy armor, I make it an effort to never dodge roll because of the heavy armor penalties. Now, this is all theoretical, but for next patch, since everyone's going to be an off healer without even trying, I think I'm going to lean more towards either a buff or debuff support with some off heals, which is why I was testing out Jorvold's Guidance this past week. I'm really liking this set a lot, especially when you load your front and back bar with abilities that can best utilize this set. For skills, I was testing a lot this week and changed a few things. On the front bar, we have Energy Orbs, Enchanted Growth, Charging Maneuver, Radiating Regeneration, Ice Fortress, and Life Giver. On the back bar, we have Echoing Vigor, Shimmering Shield, Polar Winds, Defensive Stance, Bull Netch, and Reviving Barrier. So, as you notice, the ground hats are gone. Why? I was mostly trying something new, and because PvP is very mobile, it kinda makes more sense to not use them anyways. Enchanted Growth provides the minor intellect and endurance buffs, which get extended because of Jorvold's. If you want, you can swap this out for Blessing of Restoration or Combat Prayer to get longer durations of Minor Resolve and Minor Berserk, but I'll leave that one up to you guys to figure out. Charging Maneuver is completely brand new to me. I know folks use it when they're zerging in their ball groups, but it never really occurred to me to use it in a BG. I want to thank Holmes Trenholm for the suggestion. Having both Major and Minor Expedition active for 11.2 seconds is so much fun, and even though it has a 6k stamina cost, I found it very easy to manage even with Ethereal Ascension, since I can get my stamina back before the buff even wears off. Ice Fortress's Major Resolve and Minor Protection both get extended to 33.6 seconds from 24. For the Life Giver Ultimate, I am using Combat Prayer even though the heal is less because I just want to maximize the amount of buffs I can give my team since I am using Jorvold's. I chose to use Shimmering Shield because it will grant me Major Heroism, which now lasts for 8.4 seconds instead of 6. Defensive Stance, I just love because it's a slottable and gives me something to not have to worry about when I'm not using an ability. But if you did want to slot another ability on here that your team could use, I'd probably go with Bone Surge so your team can get that Major Vitality buff. The Bull Netch's Major Brutality and Sorcery also get extended, but the actual Bull Netch does not, so keep that in mind. When the Bull Netch drops off, you will still have your major buffs active for another 10 seconds. And lastly, we have Reviving Barrier, which gets the damage shield increased by 40% thanks to Jorvold's. You could also try using Aggressive Warhorn for the Major Force bonus, but I don't think anyone really does a lot of crit focus builds in PvP to really make use of it. And the Major Protection from Permafrost does not get extended because you only get the buff when you are standing inside Permafrost. So if anything, when you leave the Permafrost circle, it'll only extend for about half a second longer. Now for the healing rotation, it's very simple, just Radiating Regeneration into Echoing Vigor, and if you remember, throw down your Energy Orbs because I usually always forget, and make sure you channel a heavy attack about every 1 to 3 abilities. You'll start to run into sustain issues when you don't mix a heavy attack, somewhere in between. Now, can this work on other classes? Of course it can, but the Warden wins for me because the ability to grant your team Minor Toughness and Major Resolve. Tied for second would be the Templar and DK for the Minor Sorcery and Brutality buffs, and third place goes to the Sorcerer for the Minor Prophecy buff. Alright, that is the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think, or if you have any PvP healer questions you'd like me to answer. See ya.